You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, we are waking up to a code red alert as strong to severe storms will be possible starting late morning. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie is tracking the severe threat and how this will impact our holiday weekend. 4 playoff games in a row. The Nashville Predators and Carolina Hurricanes need overtime to decide who's one step closer to the Stanley Cup. Highlights from the crucial back-and-forth match here in Smashville. And a live look outside in Music City, local leaders raising prices when it comes to scooters being used in Nashville. What it means for those who want to scoot across the metro. Hey, good morning and happy Friday. Thanks so much for joining us on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Temple Rickey, filling in for Sarah Small. Our code red weather alert continues this morning as Middle Tennessee will see a few strong to severe storms today. Let's toss things over to code red meteorologist Dan Guthrie for a look at what's new overnight. 402, thanks so much, Dan. Let's go ahead and take a look at steer clear traffic. A live look at I-24. This is traveling westbound right off of Ellington Parkway. You can see no problems to report. Westbound and eastbound lanes both looking great as you head out the door and start your Friday. New overnight from Bridgestone Arena. The Predators gave it their all, but once again, history and the odds were against the guys in gold as they took on Carolina in Game 6, Round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Last night's match, like the 3 before it, went into overtime, but the Hurricanes prevailed 4-3, securing their spot in the second round against Tampa Bay Lightning. The Preds with a promising start. Take a look at this. Nick Cousins redirects the shot from Eric Hulla into the net for the opening score. Lots of celebration, as you can imagine, but the lead didn't last long. With more than 15 minutes left in the first period, Carolina gets the puck to Brock McGinn. He circles around the net for the game-tying goal. Score now 1-1 going into the second period. And it only took the Predators just over 1 minute to take their second lead of the game. Ryan Ellis sets up Michael Granlund in front of the net for the go-ahead score right there. Take a look. Oh, beautiful. About 10 minutes later, Ryan Johansson gives Nashville their first multi-goal lead of the series with a 5-on-3 goal. Now, this is courtesy of Roman Josi's perfect pass. Right there, you see it. Also, the first 2-goal lead for either team since the final minute of Game 2. Unfortunately, it'll be the Preds' last score of the playoffs. Carolina rallies with a power play goal, ending the second period 3-2 on the board. Then, with just 6 minutes left on the clock, Hurricanes even the score 3-3 with a game-tying goal in the third period. This pushes the series into yet another overtime match. Despite the Predators' goalie, Juuse Saros' best efforts, the Canes find the net for the series-winning goal. This puts an end to the Nashville Predators' NHL season. Looking back, the Predators have never won a 7-game series after falling behind 2-0. They're 1-10 when trailing 3-2, and the Hurricanes on the opposite end are 8-0 when leading 3-2. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll hear reactions from the teams on last night's tough loss. New this morning, Nashville transportation officials are raising the cost for those who operate scooters around the city. Well, what does this mean? Fox 17 News' Justin McFarland is live to tell us why the price could soon triple for these companies. Thank you, Justin. Getting more than 100 pounds of drugs and illegal guns off Tennessee streets. Where this impressive bust happened and who's behind bars this morning. And a live look from Capitol Hill, a couple of self-imposed presidential deadlines this week and next with more to come. The latest from D.C. on where President Biden is getting some crucial boxes checked. Fox 17 News is in a code red weather alert this morning as Middle Tennessee is bracing for strong to severe thunderstorms. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie tracking the potential for isolated damaging winds, large hail, and flash flooding. .09 this morning, we are in a code red weather alert as strong to severe storms will be possible starting late morning. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie tracking the severe threat, which now and how it will have an impact on your holiday weekend. And a live look from Washington, D.C. this morning. Memorial Day weekend is specially marked on President Joe Biden's calendar, and not just because it's a U.S. holiday. It's also the president's deadline for hammering out a deal on his infrastructure plan. But as Sinclair's Scott Thuman shows us, deadlines in Capitol Hill don't always go hand in hand. Disturbing new details about the gunman behind a violent shooting rampage in California. What we now know about the suspect's mental history and past run-ins with police. Our code red weather alert continues this morning as Middle Tennessee will see a few strong to severe storms today. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie has the very latest on the timing of the storms and what locations have the best chance to see potential severe weather. 4:13 this morning as we take a live look. This is I-65 traveling southbound. You might recognize that I-24 loop as well. Great news as you start your Friday morning. Clear as a bell out there. Looking great as you wake up and hit the road this morning. Now, you know, weather coming in, Dan, so these conditions might not last long. What can we expect on the roads as you head out the door? Stan. In national news this morning, we're learning disturbing new details about the gunman who killed 9 people during a violent shooting rampage at a rail yard in San Jose, California. The gunman, a VTA employee named Sam Cassidy, who killed himself at the scene, had been detained by border officials in 2016. They found books on Cassidy about terrorism and fear, manifestos, and notes that detailed hatred for his workplace. And in documents from a 2009 legal filing by Cassidy's ex-girlfriend, she said Cassidy exhibited major mood swings as a result of a bipolar disorder. Meanwhile, as the community mourns those who died, we're hearing from people spared from the mass shooting as they worked nearby.
He walked by other people. He let other people live as he gunned down other people. I just saw a mass of bodies, and I went to check to see if anybody was alive, if I could do anything for anybody, and watched people take their last breath.
Investigators are still working to figure out Cassidy's motive, but believe he targeted his victims. As this story develops, look for updates on air and online at fox17.com. Right now, the TBI is investigating an officer-involved shooting in Springfield. This is about 35 minutes north of Nashville. It happened Thursday afternoon on Kinney's Road at Rawls Auto Salvage. Officials say a 44-year-old man has been life-lifted to Vanderbilt in critical condition. It's not clear yet what led up to this, but we'll keep you posted as we learn more. A Middle Tennessee man behind bars for a drive-by shooting on Wednesday night in Laverne. Police arrested Sharodrick Chris in connection with that shooting on Fergus Road. Investigators are now calling it a domestic incident since Chris knew the victim. He is being charged with aggravated domestic assault. The man behind a deadly crash while on meth back in January is now being charged with vehicular homicide. Police say 43-year-old Stephen Hall crashed into a rock wall off of I-24 East at Haywood Lane and rolled over, ejecting Hall and his 30-year-old passenger, Megan Ball. She died at the scene. Now that Hall has recovered, a grand jury is indicting him on charges of vehicular homicide by intoxication, driving on a suspended license, and no proof of insurance. Take a look at this, a major drug bust in Tennessee. The Hall right there on your screen. TBI and THP seized over 110 pounds of meth along with cocaine, heroin, and marijuana. 5 people were arrested on Wednesday in connection to the operation, which also led to the seizure of 5 firearms and thousands in cash. 3 Texans and 2 Nashvillians were among those arrested. Here are their mugshots. You can take a look on your screen. The local men are Joel Odie and Shelby Ivy. Ignoring those who need help the most, getting their lives back on track. Why critics say Governor Lee's criminal justice reform efforts fall short. Fox 17 News in a code red weather alert this morning as Middle Tennessee is bracing for strong to severe thunderstorms. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie tracking the potential for isolated damaging winds, large hail, and flash flooding. Hey, good morning. We are in a code red alert this morning as strong to severe storms will be possible starting later this morning. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie tracking the severe threat and has more on how this will impact our holiday weekend. This morning, we're hearing criticism of Tennessee governor's criminal justice reform efforts, specifically that Governor Bill Lee isn't giving people who've been in the system and turned their lives around a seat at the table. Fox 17's News' Harriet Wallace talks with former offenders who say they want in.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Coming up on 4:30 this morning, our Code Red weather alert continues as Middle Tennessee will see a few strong to severe storms today. Code Red meteorologist Dan Guthrie has the very latest on the timing of the storms and what locations will have the best chance to see potential severe weather. The Nashville Predators and all their fans waking up from a tough playoff loss at Bridgestone Arena. How some of the team's key players are reflecting as their season came to an end. Good morning and thanks for joining us on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Temple Rickey filling in for Sarah Small. We are in a code red weather alert this morning as strong to severe storms will be possible starting later throughout the show. Code red meteorologist Dan Guthrie is tracking the severe threat. And Dan, what's the latest? Not what we want to wake up to.
It is definitely not, but if we're going to have this, let's at least get it out of the way before the holiday weekend, right?
There you
so
go.
we can kind of enjoy ourselves. We did have some storms that came through overnight.
Hey, sounds good, Dan. Thanks so much. 4:31 as you head out the door this morning. Let's go ahead and take a live look at Briley Parkway. This is at Two Rivers Parkway. You can see not a lot happening out there. One car, two cars, there we go, going by. So you are clear as a bell as you head out the door this morning. No complaints on the roadways. New this morning, the city of Nashville is looking for ways to crack down on illegal scooter activity in downtown. Every day, people are seen using scooters in places where they're not supposed to be. Fox 17 News' Justin McFarland is live to tell us why Metro Police aren't the ones for this job. Good morning, Justin. It's going to be tricky to ride. Looking forward to that report, Justin. Well, it's a tough morning for our Nashville Predators and company. The team officially ending their season after last night's playoff defeat to the Carolina Hurricanes. Here's how some of our players are reflecting on the loss.
I really think we gave ourselves a chance to win a hockey game again, but it wasn't enough tonight. And congratulations for Carolina, but I'm really proud of the guys. The way we came back from the start of the season, and even this series, we really gave ourselves a chance to go through, but we lost to a really good hockey team, and
it's tough to end that way so abruptly, and really proud of this group. I mean, where we came from at the start of the year to how we started playing to where we are now, and give them credit. They played a great series, but I think this group showed that we have a lot of character in that room. We have a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and we work really hard, and it got us this far, and obviously we wanted to go farther, but 4 overtime games in a row, and that's a really good hockey team over there, and we showed that we can hang with them.
Having fans back in Bridgestone, having our city come together again, it was a lot of fun. Obviously disappointing right now, but we had a blast. We had a blast playing in front of the city here in Nashville.
You can see a lot of emotion right there from those players. With last night's win, the Carolina Hurricanes are moving to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Up next, they're taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And while several Titans players like Taylor Lewin and Brett Kern were seen supporting the Predators last night, we also got an inside look at the team's OTAs Thursday, marked the day 3 of their phase 3 for the offseason program. It's a great sight to see after not holding them all last season because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, unlike the rookie minicamp, this time veterans mixed in with the new guys for drills. Several vets like Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry were missing, but we caught you up with a few others.
Getting back into the flow of things, getting back around the guys, around the coaches, around the teammates, having that communication, building that trust, and, making sure that when we come in to work, I'm coming in is making sure I'm helping lead guys and, guys that haven't been here before, making sure that they know, how we practice and how we meet and how we move about it.
This time last year, I was still, training, working out every day, running every day, conditioning, getting a little bit of stuff on the field with Tannehill, AJ a little bit, and Jono at that time. But going into this year, being able to actually get a somewhat regular OTA off season, hopefully it will be very beneficial.
The Titans return to the building June 1st and a couple more times after that before minicamp begins on June 15th. Big changes ahead for local college football. The exciting update Vanderbilt fans can expect this upcoming season. And we're hearing from Tiger Woods for the first time since his near-deadly car crash months ago. What the champion golfer says is the most difficult about his recovery. You're watching Fox 17 News this morning, your only local news source from 7 to 9. We'll be right back, and hey, make sure to join us weekday mornings starting at 4 a.m. Fox 17 News is in a code red weather alert this morning as Middle Tennessee bracing for strong to severe thunderstorms. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie standing by to track the potential for isolated damaging winds, large hail, and flash flooding. The University of Tennessee at Knoxville extending how long it'll go without requiring ACT or SAT scores from applicants. Instead of just this year, no one needs to turn in test results until after the fall of 2025. Several universities nationwide moved to test optional admissions because of the pandemic. Only 9,000 scores were submitted to UT Knoxville last year, and any applicants who still want to, go ahead, send that in. Closer to home, Vanderbilt plans to be at full capacity for home football games this season. It's exciting news for the Commodores, of course, who had the SEC's most restrictive attendance policy last season because of COVID-19. Vanderbilt Stadium can hold over 40,000 fans, but because only players' family members and graduate students were allowed to attend the final 2 home games, 849 were able to attend. Vanderbilt announced this policy change while releasing the kickoff times of its first 3 games. The team's home opener is against East Tennessee State on September 4th. Then they'll hit the road to take on Colorado State September 11th, followed by another home game against Stanford September 18th. In more sports news, Vanderbilt baseball heading into an elimination game today in hopes to keep its SEC tournament dreams alive. After losing 6-4 to Arkansas yesterday, they'll try their luck this afternoon. Game is at 1:30 against Ole Miss. The winner advances to face Arkansas in a semifinal on Saturday. And in the majors, the Braves are heading to New York to take on the Mets. Atlanta is hoping to turn things around after losing to the Boston Red Sox 5-9 on Wednesday. First pitch is set for 7:10 tonight. Now taking a look at the minors, the Nashville Sounds keep their winning streak going with another victory over the Columbus Clippers. A blowout in last night's game in Ohio with an 11-0 win. Wow, they're 9th in a row. Game 3 in Columbus kicks off tonight at 7:05. And new this morning, we're hearing from Tiger Woods for the first time since his car crash in February. The champion golfer spoke to Golf Digest. Important to note, he didn't comment about his hopes of playing golf again. He says he's taking it one step at a time, and his #1 goal is walking on his own. Woods says physical therapy keeps him busy and that his rehab is more painful than anything he's ever experienced. It's still unknown if Woods will regain full mobility and strengthen his right leg, or if more procedures will be needed. A flight attendant punched in the face. Yeah, and it's all caught on camera. What sparked this assault? And we are in a code red alert this morning as strong to severe storms will be possible starting in late morning. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie tracking the severe threat and has more on how this will impact our holiday weekend. Hey, good morning. It is 4:43. We are looking great out there. Go ahead and take a look at this TDOT cam. Really no complaints as you hit the road this morning, but hey, it's still early, so we'll of course keep you posted throughout the rest of the morning show if any accidents pop up in your area. Thanks so much, Jan. In the path forward this pandemic, nationwide, state and local leaders are trying all sorts of ways to get people vaccinated against COVID-19. Ohio just got its first winner of the state's Vax-A-Million vaccine incentive lottery. It's a drawing for students ages 12 to 17 years old, and 14-year-old Joseph Costello is now getting a full-ride college scholarship.
People from the state government told me in my driveway that I had won this scholarship from the vaccine entering of the lottery. I was pretty blown away with it, but really happy about it.
Well, as for the state's $1 million prize for adults, it's going to 22-year-old Abigail Buginski.
I'm planning on buying a car, donating to a couple charities, but nothing like buying a Lamborghini or anything like that. I had a test drive for a used car planned for this afternoon that did not end up happening, but definitely still looking at used cars.
Over in California, the state's governor just announced a $50 gift card with every shot and $500,000 lottery jackpots for 10 winners. Next week, CVS is launching a sweepstakes for those getting the shot. Prizes include cash, Super Bowl tickets, or a European or Caribbean cruise, your choice there. And you can also get a long weekend in Bermuda. Meanwhile, Kroger is handing out millions of dollars and free groceries to encourage people to get vaccinated. Kroger Health says it's giving away 5 $1 million payouts and 50 chances to win free groceries for a year. That will certainly add up. The campaign starts next week for anyone who's vaccinated. The grocery chain's pharmacy is responsible for distributing more than 4.6 million vaccines so far. And with more people vaccinated ahead of the holiday weekend, travel numbers are expected to hit pandemic-era highs with fewer restrictions. Masks are still required in a number of places, including the airport. The FFA says it's gotten nearly 2,000 reports of passengers violating its mask mandate. One mask incident making headlines this week involves a Southwest airline passenger and a flight attendant getting into a physical fight mid-flight. It's all caught on camera. You can see it right here. This cell phone video showing the moment a woman punched the flight attendant in the face. Very hostile right there. It landed the traveler in jail and left the flight attendant with 2 missing teeth. Michelle Manor said she'd been sitting 2 rows ahead when she heard the commotion and took her phone out.
The flight attendant had told them to put their masks on over their entire face. They ended up in a screaming match, and it ended with the flight attendant stating that she was going to go call the captain.
But just a few minutes later, witnesses say that flight attendant actually came back and was leaning across 2 of the women, reaching towards the 3rd against the window. She said this.
Put your face mask on. The gal who punched the flight attendant had said, get off me, get your hands off me, quit leaning on me. She had made like 3 requests for her to back up, and she didn't.
That's when you see the woman, identified as Viviana Quinones, jump out of her seat and attack. She is now charged with assault, inflicting great bodily harm. To read more trending stories, just head on over to fox17.com. We've got a list of the top trending stories over on the right side of your screen. Go ahead and take a look right there. Thanks so much for making Fox 17 News your #1 source for online news and information. Well, bringing a Nashville holiday tradition back to Music City. Everything you need to know about the Music City Bowl. And celebrating America's favorite sandwich. Today is National Hamburger Day. I like cheeseburgers, but hey, some of the deals you can cash in on. Our Code Red weather alert continues this morning as Middle Tennessee will see a few strong to severe storms today. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie has the very latest on the timing of the storms and what locations will have the best chance to see the potential severe weather. 4:55 this morning, Fox 17 News in a Code Red weather alert as Middle Tennessee bracing for strong to severe thunderstorms. Meteorologist Dan Guthrie tracking the potential for isolated damaging winds, large hail, and flash flooding. Well, you may be getting ready to grill out for Memorial Day, but today is a good day for that trial run. It's National Hamburger Day. Americans eat more than 50 billion, yes, billion hamburgers each year. In fact, the meat patty and bun combo accounts for almost half of all sandwiches sold in the United States. There are some deals going on for burger fans today. Burger King offering a free Whopper when you order through the BK app or website. And at Wendy's, you can get a free burger, a junior bacon burger with the chain's mobile app. And McDonald's is giving out free fries with any mobile order for at least $1. Meanwhile, anyone who shares a photo on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram with a Pepsi and a fast food burger purchased today with the hashtag #BetterWithPepsi will have their Pepsi paid for by the brand. Whatever you post the picture, make sure to send, and after posting your picture, you'll be contacted to share your receipt. Let's go live to California's Hollywood Boulevard this morning. Next year's Oscar ceremony is being pushed back 1 month. The new date is now March 27, 2022. A spokesperson says it's to avoid big events like the Super Bowl and Olympics and to give production more time. The ceremony will be at its usual Hollywood location, and the Academy hopes it will be in person. Looking ahead to a holiday tradition, heading back to Music City. This is a live look from Nissan Stadium where a firm date is officially set for the 2021 TransPerfect Music City Bowl. The big game will be played on December 30th starting at 2 o'clock. The bowl got canceled last year because of the pandemic. Organizers say they're eager to get this holiday tradition back on track. We, of course, have more information for you about the game over on fox17.com. And happening this fall, Nashville's St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series is back. Mark your calendars for the Saturday, November 20th event. The race will have updated COVID-19 safety guidelines, which will be announced closer to the date. Artists from Pitbull and Flo Rida to the band Perry are expected to perform at this year's race. And happening this weekend, Metro Parks Wave Country's Wave Pool is reopening just in time for summer. The pool on Two Rivers Parkway in Nashville reopens on Saturday. Wave Country will be open 7 days a week through August 6th. The fun run from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, 10 to 6 on Fridays, Saturdays, and holidays like Memorial Day this Monday, and 11 to 6 on Sundays. Kids under 2 get in for free. Ages 3 to 12 will pay $10, and everyone else needs to pay $12. Looking ahead to next week, Opry Mills is set to host a summer job fair on Thursday, June 3rd through Saturday, June 5th. It's happening from 11 in the morning till 5 p.m. each day. There are more than 150 positions at over 40 retailers, restaurants, and attractions. This morning, the jobless claims are trending down nationwide. Some good news. The U.S. Labor Department says 406,000 Americans applied for unemployment benefits last week, a new pandemic low. That's a 38,000 decrease from the previous week and evidence that the job market is improving. Weekly applications for jobless aid have fallen by more than half since January. Unemployment, however, is still at 6%, nearly twice the 3.5 pre-pandemic percent rate. And today's the last day for school students in Wilson County. It's an extra special day for one area principal. Gladville Elementary School principal Monica Fox will be retiring. The district's PIO, Bart Barker, tells us she's been at Gladville for 30 years. Fox 17 News wanted to give Principal Fox a big shout out for all of her hard work and wish her the best of luck moving forward.
Special consideration for this program was provided by Ponce Law for their inclusion in this program.
Well, do you know someone who is a hometown hero in our community? If you do, Fox 17 News wants you to share their story. Ponce Law and Fox 17 are teaming up to find and award local hometown heroes $1,000. This could be a veteran, teacher, first responder, frontline worker, or anyone you know doing great things in our community. You can now nominate your hometown hero online at poncelaw.com/hometown hero. Each month, a selected hero will then be featured right here on Fox 17 News.